It seems like we got another threat in our division, bro. We got another threat, bro. I just can't believe this. Like,
That boy nice.
he's serious.
That man. Mm.
Unlike their hating ass, senseless fan bases, the Dallas Cowboys and Philadelphia Eagles superstar defensive players are showing respect, and I sense a little bit of fear in the hearts of Micah Parsons and Darius Slay. Let's talk about it. This is Rambling About Washington. What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? See, we are 2 days away from week 5 commencing, and the Philadelphia Eagles are in their bye week, an early bye week, and it comes at a very opportune time for that football team. They're 2-2, and they look like shit, if we're being perfectly honest, and they're very banged up. Their top 2 receivers were out last week versus Tampa Bay, and Lane Johnson, their best tackle as well. The Dallas Cowboys have a CVS receipt-like injury report. DeMarcus Lawrence out. Brandon Cooks out. Micah Parsons, their captain. And speak of the devil, Micah Parsons and Darius Slay. You know, Micah Parsons is podcast poppy when it comes to football. He's getting active on his podcast each week. He had on a rival, Darius Slay, one of his boys in this league, 2 of the better defensive players in the division. And who are they talking about on the podcast this week? They were talking about Jayden Daniels. We got another threat in the NFC East. I can't believe it. That boy frying. That boy cooking. That boy good. Even they see the vision. Why don't you tell that to your dumbass fan bases? Because I see a lot of Giants, Cowboys, and Eagles fans in my comments and in my chat. Oh, y'all are hyped for no reason. Y'all think y'all good. Jayden Daniels is a first down merchant. He's a check down god. Nobody did this when Rain Dakota Prescott was lighting shit up as a rookie. Nobody hated on Jalen Hurts' ascension to a $260 million contract. Why are we not allowed to have nice things? Why do y'all get to sit and tell us all off season how we're the ugly adopted stepchild of the division, but when we come out smoking 3-1, it's y'all ain't beat nobody. We are the nobodies. Y'all pick against us every week. Y'all thought the Cardinals was going to stomp us. Y'all said we're not beating Joe Burrow in prime time. Y'all said we still are owned by the Giants, and now we switching up. We flip-flopping, and I hear a lot of coping going on. Washington went from we're just happy to be here in 24 to now that we see the division in real light in 4K, Washington can win this division. Ask Richard Sherman, ask anybody on TV right now. What's intimidating about these things? And I'm going to tell you exactly why Cowboys and Eagles fans should be afraid of the Washington Commanders, because I'm looking at the Dallas Cowboys schedule right now. The Dallas Cowboys have Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football this week. They have the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road with that nasty defense and all those players they're missing on their roster. Then the Detroit Lions. Then a bye week. Oh, it must get easier after the bye, right? No, the San Francisco 49ers. And then the Atlanta Falcons. And then the Philadelphia Eagles. And then the Houston Texans. And then the Washington Commanders week 4 days before their Thanksgiving matchup against the Giants, who should have beat them the first time. The Giants had y'all. If Daniel Jones had a lick of fucking talent in his body, they lose that game. So I don't want to hear y'all in my comments talking crazy. Y'all are the division champion. Y'all are the defending champions of this division. Y'all have won 12 games for a few years in a row, and y'all don't look spooky at all right now. You have no running game. I got 4 running backs on my active roster, including the quarterback and our practice squad, that are better than your best running back, who's also hurt. Old fat ass Zeke hurt. It's Dak and CD and Parsons versus the world. Y'all look like a top-heavy, all-style, no-substance football team. But let's talk about the fucking Eagles. You pompous, overrated, overhyped motherfuckers. All I hear about is Howie Roseman this, Howie Roseman that. We fleeced the Commanders for Cooper DeJean. Does that nigga play football during the season? Has he put anything on tape yet this year? Didn't think so. And then I heard, oh my God, best wide receiver room in the league. We have a 3-headed monster. 3 first-round type talents at the wide receiver position. We got A.J. Brown. We got Devontae Smith. We got Jahan Dotson. Y'all got fleeced by Adam Peters because this is not the Washington that y'all knew before. This is not the Washington that Dan Snyder owned that was a fucking joke, that never had a real GM, never had a franchise quarterback. And speaking of franchise quarterback, I watched Sam Howell put 700 total yards and 4 or 5 touchdowns on your head tops and play 2 shootout games against y'all last year. So if we can hang with y'all, I've seen us beat y'all on an undefeated Monday night game with fucking garbage can Taylor Heineke playing quarterback. We got something different at the quarterback position now. Let's look at what the Eagles got coming up on the schedule this season. They got a bye week this week, and boy, did they need it. They got Cleveland next week. They got the New York Giants. They got the Cincinnati Bengals, who are going to be playing better football, the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Cowboys, the Commanders, the Rams, the Ravens, the Panthers. Okay, a little bit easier than the murderer's row that Dallas has, but if Washington takes care of business this week versus the Browns, we're going to sit atop the division at 4-1. We're going to have a 2-win lead on the rest of the division. And then we got Baltimore the next week, and they're like, oh, Washington's going to get humbled. They're going to either get humbled versus the Browns or versus the Ravens. So if we get past the Browns, we got the Ravens. But then after the Ravens game, we got a 3-game stretch. 2 at home, 1 on the road, all 3 winnable games. At home versus the Carolina Panthers. At home versus the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams, a little match against number 1 pick versus number 2. And then we got the New York Giants on the road, who we're going to sweep. So the way I look at the schedules, the way I look at how quarterbacks are playing right now, Dak is still playing good football despite the shaky start of the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to lie to you and say this is about what they expected, but no, they expect to be an 11, 12, 13 win football team, so don't let them lie to you. Dak still got over 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, 2 picks. He's doing what is to be expected of a quarterback making $60 million a year. When you pay a guy that amount, you're telling the world that even when we don't have it, even when the team is banged up, even when we're injury prone, number 4, we could put the team on his back and he could carry the team to victory. You know who I'd like to hear that sentence I just said? Philadelphia Eagles fans. Oh, we're banged up. We're just injured right now. Oh, referees. Oh, this. Oh, that. Boo fucking who. Cry me a fucking river and play a violin going down with the ship like the Titanic. This is who y'all have been since last season. Y'all stink. Y'all are undisciplined. Y'all are overhyped. And y'all are too loud. You're too loud about your own successes. And y'all are still pumping your chests out because you lost the Super Bowl to the Kansas City Chiefs. Y'all ain't done shit with Jalen Hurts yet. And Jalen Hurts is getting worse as a passer as the weeks gone by. I'm looking at a graphic right now. Most combined sacks, interceptions, and fumbles in the last 2 seasons. Bryce Young leads the league with 92. Sam Howell, 91. And Jalen Hurts, 82. Why are you on a graph with Sam Howell and Bryce Young? Sam Howell is not a starting quarterback in this league, and Bryce Young is ass juice. He got benched for the Red Rocket, Andy Dalton, and he plays for the dumpster fire Carolina Panthers. Why is your quarterback on a graphic with Bryce Young? Can't relate to that. My quarterback is wet behind the ears, and already through 4 weeks of football, I see more natural passing mechanics, a better throwing motion, and a more innate ability to pass the football from Jayden Daniels than I see from Jalen Hurts. 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He's struggling. I don't give a fuck how many of his receivers are hurt, because when you pay a guy $260 million, you're paying him to transcend. You're paying him to be a fucking difference maker and not a game manager. My rookie quarterback is playing better than Jalen Hurts. Daniel Jones is playing better than Jalen Hurts. And of course, Rain Dakota Prescott is playing better than Jalen Hurts. He's playing like shit. Don't make excuses for it. You can't motivational speak your ass out of this, Jalen Hurts. Play better football. because you're playing like the worst quarterback in the division right now, and it looks like the guy you were circa 3 years ago when nobody in the NFL thought you could pass the football. Shit look real different when A.J. Brown's not on that field. When A.J. Brown's not on the field to make things happen after the catch, Jalen Hurts looks pedestrian as hell, and when that tush push can't knock you into the end zone, it feels like the Philadelphia Eagles right now are playing Captain Save-A-Ho. Saquon Save-A-Ho. Put a cape on Saquon. Please save us. If you don't bust out a big run, we don't have a chance. The only reason they beat the Saints is because Saquon bailed their ass out. They got an emergency blanket, elite fucking talent in Saquon Barkley. Probably will be an offensive player of the year candidate this year. They give the MVP to only quarterback, so I'm not even going to mention the MVP, but Saquon Barkley is one of, and Quinyon Mitchell, their rookie. Jalen Carter's playing well, but on the offensive side of the ball, their leader is not even the $260 million quarterback. It's the running back they signed this offseason. So if you can neutralize Saquon Barkley through 4 weeks of the season, Philadelphia has no answer to it. And I love it. I love it. I love this shit. And Darius Slay and Micah Parsons, they see the vision. They see Jayden Daniels. They see what he's done through 4 weeks. They see the highest completion percentage through the first 4 weeks of a season in NFL history. They see over 1,000 yards of offense, 1 turnover in 4 weeks. Jalen Hurts could never. DMV said on my NFC East roundtable the other day, Rio, don't act like you've never seen Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott have a stretch like this. I'm going to act like it because they have not, because Jayden's the first ever. We're breaking down barriers, and we're making history on a regular basis. My quarterback's getting accolades, it's getting praise, and he just got here. And this is the early infant stage version of Jayden Daniels, and it's already caught the attention of Micah Parsons and Darius Slay. So the Dallas Cowboys nation and Philadelphia Eagles nation, you better listen to some of the stars of your team, because that boy number 5 is coming. And when he's out of the infancy stage and Cliff Kingsbury really unleashes him on your ass, your goose is cooked. The Washington Commanders are coming, and they're coming full force with a real legit fixture at the quarterback position. So y'all better get y'all shit together, because I know y'all are capable of running away with this division. I know y'all are capable of getting hot at any time. I'm familiar with both of your games. Y'all are like family. Y'all are like dumbass cousins. We know exactly what you're capable of. The thing is, your fans don't realize what we're capable of yet. And Jayden Daniels is coming for all the food in the division. So get your lives together. Giants fans, we're not talking to y'all. Y'all in the basement alone, screaming from outside the club. We can't relate. But Jalen Hurts is playing like the worst quarterback in the division. The Dallas Cowboys, half of their important pieces on their roster is in the hospital right now. They have no running game. Their defense is all over the place, and I already see Dallas fans wishing they had Dan Quinn back. Can't relate. Dan Quinn is here, and so is Jayden Daniels, and so is Cliff Kingsbury, and so is Adam Peters running the show, who have already fleeced the Philadelphia Eagles for a free 3rd-round pick. Enjoy Jahan Dotson. That's all I got for right now. Hail to the Washington Commanders. I'm out.